and hit record.
All right. So thank you guys for joining us. And I want to first, we have a couple of new coaches on our team. So I just want to go ahead and recognize them and, welcome them to the team. So we have Angie Garrison with us. And hi, Angie.
Hi.
And Angie has actually been in my challenge group now for the past 30 days. So she has been rocking it out, and she's actually, believe it or not, she's actually been doing Beachbody and is pretty much Beachbody obsessed, and probably has more programs than I have, and loves her programs, and but had never experienced the coaching side of things. So she had never experienced having a coach. And so this is all new for her, and she fell in love with this side of it too. So now she's definitely excited, and we had a call today. And so she is getting ready to kickstart her business and get going and helping others on their journey. So welcome to the tribe, Angie. We're really glad to have you.
Thanks.
And the other person we have is Tasha. And Tasha is on here. I think she called in. Can you hear us, Tasha? All right. I have a chat down here. Maybe that's her. Oh, no. Okay. So anyways, we want to welcome to Tasha to the tribe as well. Tasha started her own journey about a year ago, a little over a year ago, actually. Oh, she can hear us. She just typed in. So she started her own journey and has really started in our challenge group. She actually started our 60-day group yesterday. And so she is definitely about to rock it out with Beachbody as well. So excited to have you with us, Tasha. I know you're going to do great things, and you couldn't be with a better tribe because we're a tight-knit group, and we're definitely here to train and to help. So we're super excited to have you guys on the team with us. All right, so let's get started. I am going to go over this week. So the way we do things, just for the new guys on board, the way we do it is every week we have a training call on Tuesday nights. We go over recognition, and Renee and I kind of go back and forth between who's giving recognition and who's doing the training. So we always try to keep it new and fresh for you guys and provide new training for you and up-to-date stuff. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on the recognition tonight. All right, so Success Club. Success Club, and I've sent you new coaches a video on what Success Club is, so definitely watch that and let me know if you guys have any questions. So who is in the club this month so far? You have me at 13. You have Renee at 6. Megan at 4, Yadida at 4, Laura Little at 2, and Jennifer DeBold at 2. So great job, guys. You guys still have a lot of time in the month. It's the 20th of the month. We have some great promotions this month and some great opportunities to get people into these groups with us. So definitely let us know if you need our help with anything, but you guys have done an amazing job. So way to go, guys. You're doing awesome. And I was hoping I could just click on it like a slide, but it's not letting me, so give me just a moment. Okay, and our rock star of the week is Lisa Smith. Lisa has been rocking it out with her attraction marketing, really rocking her challenge groups, and she's doing all of this, going through a lot of personal crisis, is pregnant. Those of us that have been there know that pregnancy is not always the easiest time, but she's still pushing through and rocking her business. So way to go, Lisa. You're definitely a rock star, and we see that you are pushing through everything. So awesome job. All right, so did I share my screen, by the way?
No, I didn't see anything.
Shoot. Hold on.
And it's Laura Smith, actually. That's okay. Like, no big deal. I mean,
I'm so sorry, Laura. I was going back and forth on the, so we won't share that slide then. But
Laura, we're so proud of you.
Yes, so proud. I'm super sorry about getting the name wrong. Okay, so I do want to pull up Success Club here so you guys can see that one. I'm having technical difficulties now getting that. Okay, so we'll pull that up. Sorry, guys. Get it together, Nicole. All right, so here we go. Here is what you should have seen, my pretty little slide. So I apologize for that. All right, so way to go on Success Club, guys. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Renee now.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Now, what I'm going to be talking about tonight is challenge groups, and really why they're the bread and butter of what we do as coaches and why they're so important for your business. Now, I'm going to start off by showing you how to create a challenge group. Now, a lot of you that have been coaches for a while, you know how to do this. But I'm going to go ahead and just demonstrate how it's done so that we can reference it going forward, and also so the newer coaches can see how to create their groups going forward. And then I'll dig into a little bit more of the meat of it all. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to try to minimize all these things going on over here. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So when you go to create a group, you can actually create it from your phone, or you can go ahead and do it from your desktop. I find it easier to do it from your laptop or desktop or whatever, just because you can edit it more that way and upload files from your laptop, where you cannot do that from your phone. But you can create a group from your phone. So where I'm at is I'm at the home screen of Facebook. And that's where you always want to start. And then on the left side, I have favorited a lot of groups. And so here's where the group starts. So you'll have favorites, scroll down, groups. And then you keep scrolling and you can just click on create group. Now you can give your group a name, and we'll just call it Fall into Fitness, since that is the theme of the month. And you do need to add someone to your group when you're going ahead and creating it. So I'm just going to add Nicole. And I like to leave my group as a closed group. So there's 3 types of groups. A public group, which is anybody can see who's in the group and what is posted in the group. A closed group, where people can see who is in the group, but they cannot see what is posted in the group. So it's still a private group. They just know that the group exists. Or you could have a completely secret group where nobody knows that that group is in existence. And the only way to get in that group is to actually get added to that group by the administrator of the group, or whoever created the group. So I'm going to leave it as a closed group, and then I will go ahead and hit add this group to your favorites. That way it shows up very easily on the left side at the top of my home screen. So I'll hit add to favorites, click create, and then you can choose a fun little icon, whatever you choose, or you can skip if you like. I like to choose a little fun icon, and hit OK. Now you can go ahead and upload your own cover photo. I like to make it personal. I'm not going to go into too much detail tonight on how to create a cover photo, but you can talk to your upline coach if you need more description on how to do that. But make sure you have a good cover photo, because that's the first thing people see when they go into your group. So you want it to be inviting and also showing that you are leading the group. So you're the coach of the group, so it's great to have a picture of you on that cover photo. You can also add a little description here. You can add tags if you want. But the most important thing, and this is something that Facebook recently changed, is now you find your photos, videos, events, and the members of the group on the left side of the screen. Well, you'll want to go down to Files when you're creating a group to upload your files. You'll just click on Files, and you can either create a document or you can upload a file. And that is how you'll upload your documents, as far as your meal plans, your getting started right information, a measurement chart, whatever you want to give to your challengers in your challenge group. That is where you'll put it is in the files section of the group. So that's really the bread and butter of creating a challenge group, or a group in general, and the basics of that. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows how to do that and has that under their belt. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing on this, and I'm going to go ahead and screen share tonight's call. And really what I'm going to cover, which is, if I can, here we go, more on challenge groups and the importance of a challenge group. So, like I said, challenge groups are really the bread and butter of what we do as coaches, because they are what provide transformations. They're what create coaches, future coaches on your tribe that want to help people as well transform their lives to get healthy and fit from the inside out. And they provide you with accountability to keep moving forward on your journey to get healthy and fit. So challenge groups aren't just for the challengers, but they're also for you as well. And it's really good to facilitate a very strong environment for your challengers in this environment of the challenge group. So the most important points of a challenge group and what sets a challenge group up for success is providing a strong welcome message, setting expectations in the beginning, and following through on what you say you're going to do. And if someone goes absent from the group for more than 48 hours, make sure you get in touch with them and let them know that you miss them. Is everything okay? And stay in touch with your challengers. You're there to provide them accountability. Hold on just 1 second for me. You know, the whole dryer off balance thing, well, that was going on in the background. So, okay, so those are the most important points of a challenge group, is that. And so with setting the expectations, now the best way to set expectations in a challenge group is to give them a message telling them what the expectations are. Provide a file in the challenge group that shows the expectations of the group, and make a video of yourself, because the more they see of you and the more they get to know you, the more comfortable they are posting and being vulnerable in the challenge group. And that is what will get them results. That is what sets this apart, and that's why they're more likely to get results with their fitness and nutrition and reach their goals, because they get the accountability through the challenge group. And that's what makes rockstar coaches in the future. So set the expectations. Expectations I always set is, I want them posting. I don't want them going missing. I want them to, and all of us as a team, I think this is very important for Nicole as well, so, and everyone else. We develop, I was taught this, and it's just something that is not recreating the wheel, but our challengers are really set apart from a lot of the other coaches out there, because I think we really do lay the foundation of what is expected in these challenge groups. Posting, it's non-negotiable. You need to stay engaged, and your challengers need to stay engaged, and they need to know that. They need to encourage each other. Who doesn't love to get loved on for, losing, a few pounds or inches or fitting in some jeans they haven't worn in a long time. Love on each other, show support to each other. Don't just be one of those quiet stalkers in the group. You want to encourage your challengers to open up in the group. Make sure that they're planning their meals. When are they going to work out that day? And start the atmosphere in the beginning of, I do. So I'm going to provide you a meal plan, and I'm going to give you the guidelines of, how to get started with your challenge pack. And then we'll do it together. So you can start trying to work on doing your own meal plan, and I can help tweak it with you. We can do that together. And then you do it yourself. And then I will be the shadow to look over everything and make sure that you're doing it okay, because the idea here is to make it a lifestyle for your challengers. So in order to do that, we need to teach them how to make it a lifestyle, whether it's in a 30-day group or a 60-day group. That's totally your decision, because you're the CEO of your own business. So the challenge group and the way you run it is totally up to you, because you're your own boss. But this sets a really good guideline of how to do it and how it has been the most successful for so many coaches out there. So it's really good to provide a welcome email of some sort, basically letting them know that you're excited that they join this group, and you're setting the expectations of how long the group will be, whether it's 30 to 60 days. Let them know about the files, that their participation is not optional, and encourage them to post a video of themselves. This is setting them up in the long run for success. And let them know, if they don't do it, this is where you follow through. If you don't show up, then you're going to get removed from the group, because it may not be the right time for you. And the group only works if you do. So we don't want any quiet stalkers in the group. We really want them to get results from it. So by giving them that added accountability and a little bit of pressure, it gets them to deliver and actually follow through with what they're saying. So you're being a coach, not just a cheerleader. We're not here just to be a cheerleader. Yes, we cheer our challengers on, but we're here to coach them as well and set an example for them. And then let them know how excited you are that they've joined, and you're ready to get them started. Also, a great thing that you can take advantage of is a pre-challenge worksheet or something like this, where you ask them about their goals. You can also add in here, you can really make it however you want, but it gives you a guideline of some questions you can ask them up front. And one great one is, if you were to go missing, what do you want me to do about that? Can I text you? Can I hunt you down? Can I call your husband? Whatever you want to say. But you want to let them, so that way, if they do go missing, they're not surprised when you come knocking on their door. Not that, but if they give you the permission to do that as their coach, you want to be there for them. So that kind of helps you set those expectations from the beginning. So they're not surprised if they do go missing, that you're reaching out to them the way you are as their coach. Measurements. I think this is so important in the beginning. It lays the foundation before photos and getting their measurements, because when they're feeling discouraged, it helps them know how far they've come. Because we all know it's not just about the scale. It's so much more than that. You can lose tons of inches and the scale not budge. This helps them with realizing that. So making it non-negotiable for them to get those measurements done will help them be successful as a challenger in your challenge group. And we all know as coaches now, we wish we took more before photos, most of us. I mean, at that time when you're in the before state, you may not want your picture taken, you may not see the value of it, but after you have hit that after mark, it's like so empowering to know how far you've come, and it's a confidence boost, honestly. So it's great to just have them do it, even if they don't like it, because it is the hardest part, but the most rewarding in the long run. And the file section. So these are some examples of what you can provide your challengers in the file section of the group. basically your start here, your expectations of the group, some meal plans that you put together or that we can provide you, Nicole or myself, any type of meal plans that you know, just something to help them where take care of the part of I do the first week of the group, and then there's the we do. So that would be where you'd have your blank meal planner in the group so that they can utilize that and do it themselves later on. So this gives you an idea of what to provide them in the file section of the group. So you're setting them up for success. And then you as a coach, I can't stress this enough, and this really sets the difference too in the groups. So you're holding them accountable, you're setting expectations, and then you show up. Don't just create this group and expect it to run itself. Do it with them. Be vulnerable. Be honest if you're struggling, because you're human. You're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Even if you're a coach, you still have your struggles and your bad days. We all do. So, you know, don't feel like you have to be perfect just because you're a coach, because you don't. And that shows, that builds trust with your challengers, that they can open up and be honest as well when you're vulnerable and honest too. So show up in your group, be vulnerable and honest, post your meals and your sweaty selfies, just like you're asking them to do. What you do is what they'll do. They are following in your footsteps. So show up, support them, comment and like on their posts. If they're posting on stuff, don't just like it. Actually add a comment to it and show them that you actually read it and that they matter and that you're really involved in their transformation. You don't want to sit in your challenge groups, because I know as well as coaches, sometimes that is the most exciting part of being a coach, and we can sometimes spend too much time in our challenge groups. So set an expectation too with yourself of when you're going to show up in that group and when you're not. So maybe you'll plug in for 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night, whatever that may be. You don't want to be, you know, glued to your challenge group, because you want to continue to bring challengers into your challenge group. So there are other things that you need to do other than just sticking in the challenge group alone, but show up, you know, once, I would say twice a day, morning and night, and comment and like what they're doing in the group and be a product of the product. That's one of the vital behaviors of a coach. It is so crucial that you yourself are doing it with them. So keep going right along with your challengers and show them that you're not asking them to do something that you yourself aren't doing as well. That is just so crucial to being a coach, is being a product of the product with them. That's why it's one of our vital behaviors. And another great thing you can do as a coach is thank them for joining you and letting you be their coach. And now Beachbody is actually sending reminder emails, so this can alleviate some of that. But you know, one thing you can do as a coach, it's totally up to you, but you can go outside of the box and send them a message thanking them and reminding them that their Shakeology is scheduled for auto ship and their 30-day trial of Beachbody on demand, but they can cancel it at any time. So this kind of sets you up to let them know what to expect in the future as a challenger. And most of the time, you know, we all love our Shakeology, so they do continue, but as their coach, it's good to give them that heads up of where that's going. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing there, because that was really what I wanted to cover for you guys. I hope you got a lot of value out of that, because I think these challenge groups are so important. It's really, and one thing I also wanted to add to the, and Janet, I just saw your question, how many people have you had to remove? I can't tell you how many, because it's been a while since I've been doing this obviously like over 3 years. In the beginning, I would delete people a lot more. And then I went back to not deleting as much, and I wasn't having as good of results in my challenge groups. And then I went back to it again, and I'm getting a lot of engagement. I just did the video expectation that Nicole suggested, and I can tell you it's been amazing what I've been getting out of that in my challenge group just by asking them to post a video and telling them if you don't, you're getting removed by tomorrow. I've had so many people open up and say, wow, she just took me outside of my comfort zone, but I'm so glad she did. But I've had people that I've said, you know what, if you're not ready, it's obviously not the right time for you. That's totally okay. Let me know when it is, but I'm going to go ahead and remove you. And I've removed people from my challenge group. And at the time, they told me later on, because they became coaches, that you know, it ticked them off. Like, how dare she remove me from the group? But you know what? It motivated them to not give up on themselves, and they rejoin the group when they were actually ready and they actually got results, which is what we're here to do. We're not always here to be the fluffy bunny. We're here to get them results. And sometimes it requires us to give them some tough love. It's not about making everybody happy all the time. It's about, you know, we're gonna get you results. That's what you're asking us to do. That's what we're gonna do. And that really does set you apart as a coach, and you start actually getting people that get results. And one more thing, I know I'm like blah, 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 a lot of talking right now, but I just want to say too, with bringing on coaches in your challenge group, if somebody in your group is posting motivational stuff, because you'll notice them like right away, like they'll just be like red flag, like lights, ooh, coach, like they're doing what I'm doing. They're encouraging everybody right away. They're posting motivational stuff. Tell them that publicly. Don't be afraid to say, you know what, you are posting like a coach. You're doing just what I would do as a coach. Have you ever thought of doing what I do? That builds confidence in your challengers, and really you're saying it because you believe it. And that you just need to not be afraid to tell them what you feel about them, because sometimes people can really shy away from being honest that, you know, I really see you as a coach. You're doing what I do as a coach already. Have you ever thought about it? It just is so, it builds confidence in them, and you're setting them up to change so many lives that they have the potential to change in the future because of that. So, okay, I'm going to stop talking now so y'all can, you know, chime in, whatever you need to say. But I hope, yeah, you got some value out of that. So thanks.
Thank you, Renee.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions about starting up challenge groups? Of course, we do a calendar and we'll do it with you guys, but we want you guys to feel like you have all of the tools. And of course, this is recorded too, so that you guys, when you're ready to create your challenge group, you can go back and watch these.
So I'm doing my group I'm doing for Fall into Fitness. I ended up closing out my New Body Under Construction because I did have some participation, but a lot of people didn't really get on board until after Labor Day. So I kind of gave them the option if they wanted to start a new group or stay in that one. And the consensus was just they all kind of wanted a fresh start. So A, it's great they get a fresh start. B, it's great. Maybe they're continuing with you for that much longer. But one thing I'm doing this week for the start of my challenge group is I'm doing like little mini challenges every day. And then they get put in a drawing for a free sample of, like, I have Beachbody performance samples. So like the first day, they just had to read through the files and comment that they were ready. The second day, that was today. they have to post a video, introducing themselves and what program they're on and all that. And so I have different little mini challenges. One day it's to post a before picture and their measurements, just to try to really get people engaged, because last group really started off slow.
That's a great idea. I always try to do the mini challenge, or if I can remember, like I forgot to do it this week and I was planning on doing it in my new body group, but I like it for the second 30 days to kind of light a fire under them again. But I like the idea of starting out a mini challenge too.
Yeah, I think I'm hoping that like starting it this week will really get them going the next couple weeks. And then, once week 3, 4 comes around, maybe when things start slowing down
Yeah.
Really get people.
Maybe we can brainstorm of one that we can put together as a team that we can kind of do. That sounds great. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, great ideas. See, that's why it's so good to come together with ideas and brainstorm stuff, because it just makes us that much better and stronger as coaches and that much more capable of helping more people. So that's awesome. Love the little instant ideas of mini challenges, and really starting your challenge group off as strong as you can in the beginning so that they get to know each other and they're comfortable in the group. Because I find that if someone doesn't post in the first week and open up, they're not going to have a very successful experience in the challenge group. So the more open they are out the gates, the better they'll do.
It kind of also lets you know who you're working with in your challenge group, because you're going to see right away the people that post immediately. Those are going to probably be your rock stars in the group. They're probably going to end up being the ones that have the most success. They're probably going to be the ones you're going to go after as coaches. So, definitely the video to me has been a game changer in my business as far as seeing immediately, who's going to get, not that I'm not going to give my attention to everyone, but obviously I share with people that I put into you what you're willing to put into yourself. So if you're willing to put into this group, I say put into this group what you want to get out of it. And that means me too, because if I see you putting a lot in, I'm going to put a lot into you. So it has really helped me.
So good.
All right, guys. Do you guys have any other questions about the challenge group before we move on to our book club?
I love it.
All right. So we are discussing the Miracle Morning for network marketers. Okay. And how many of you got your book already?
Me.
I was too focused on my reset. I didn't get mine yet. I am, though. I'm going to have it before next week.
Anyone? Does anyone have their book?
Me.
Besides Renee. Stop being a camera hog, Renee.
Me.
Stop being a teacher's pet.
I have the Audible rather.
You have the Audible, that counts. All right, so you have the Audible.
I downloaded mine.
You downloaded yours?
Yeah.
All right, so we have 2 people on the call that have their books, correct? All right, so one of you is my coach and one of you is Renee's coach. So you guys want a prize for getting your book? Yay! So Angie, you can choose. I have a couple of different notebooks here you can choose from. I don't know if you can see them really good. This looks really cute. It says "You've got this," and it's just a journal, and you'll learn. It goes along with the book that you should be kind of scribing every morning, kind of writing your thoughts. So we wanted to kind of give you guys some kind of journal. So there's this one. If you prefer a smaller one, there's this one that says "Work Hard, Dream Big." You can see the size difference. It's quite a bit smaller.
I love that you've got it. That's perfect.
Awesome. Then this is yours. You've got it. So way to go. I will get your address and get this in the mail to you.
And same to you, Yadida. I'll definitely get you one as well. So no problem.
All right. So I just want to go over a few things with the book. Now, who has had an opportunity to read? Has anyone had an opportunity to read or listen? Yeah. Did you get through your first 22 pages or the first 2 chapters?
It's hard to tell on the reader. It says I'm 15% finished. So I can't really tell.
Does it show you when you get to a new chapter?
It has title headings, but it doesn't necessarily say chapter 1, chapter 2.
Got it.
I just got to the acronym part, so the savers part. So going through.
Okay, then you've read the first 2 chapters.
Okay, good.
Because savers is chapter 3, so that's perfect.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I just want to share, first of all, my takeaway, and then we'll get into you guys and what your takeaways are so far. I just want to read one little excerpt, and this is actually from the foreword, but it just hit me really hard. And I just thought, how powerful is this? But he says, "Dear reader, my morning routine is sacred. I don't start any day without doing a few key practices that set the tone for my day and therefore my life." And to me, that said so much, because I can't tell you, I'm not going to lie. Like, I go through life saying I'm not a morning person. Like, I tell my husband all the time, I'm a night person. I work at night. Actually, I've started saying since I've hit my 30s that I'm not a morning or a night person, that I rock like 11 a.m. like nobody's business, but anything like before or after that, I kind of suck. So that really, it spoke to me, because my kids are really early risers. Like when I say early, like, okay, this morning was an extreme example. They were up at 3:45 a.m. But that's typically not the case, but they are typically up by like 5:30 or 6 a.m. And I'm trying to get them to sleep later. But here's the thing. When I read this, I think, am I breaking a really good habit that they already have? That if I just cultivated that habit and got up with them and made that family time and happy time and good time with them, that they would already have this wonderful habit going into life that clearly I don't have. So I'm just going to tell you, like, this morning, my kids woke me up at 3:45, and I was sharing this with Angie earlier today on our call, but they woke me up at 3:45. You can imagine how happy I was that I had to get out of bed. There was no way they were going back to sleep. And I'm thinking, I have to get my youngest one to school by 8:30. My oldest one doesn't go to school until 11:30. I'm thinking how exhausted he's going to be. I started thinking all these negative thoughts in my head. I started thinking, how am I going to be able to get him rest? This is just going to be terrible. And how am I going to get any work done? And I'm going to be tired. And I have a call to prepare for tonight. And I'm not going to be ready for it because I just want to take a nap. And I'm going to want to. And then I had to catch myself. And I said, let me go and sit down and read what this whole miracle morning thing is about and see if I can take control or whatever. So I did a little thing this morning. It's like, 6 minutes of just working on my mind shift and sitting there and thinking about what I'm grateful for, thinking about what I want the most in life. Like, I'm sitting here being crabby with my kids. And one of the things that I want so bad is to give my kids, an amazing childhood, to be, a great mother to them, to be loving to them. And I'm sitting there like, don't turn the light on. It's still nighttime. It's the middle of the night, and I'm being like this monster. And so it was amazing what that few minutes of just sitting there and drinking my coffee and just in deep thought. And I didn't even go into like writing and everything else that he talks about. I just sat there in deep thought and thought, I need to change my attitude. And it's amazing. Like, Renee can tell you, she called me like probably 15 or 20 minutes after I had done that. And typically when she calls me in the morning, I'm like, hello. And she's not a morning person either. So she's like, hey. And I'm like, and she's like, yeah. So, so morning I answered the phone and I'm like, hey. And she's like, oh, what happened to you? I'm like, good morning. So I just want to share with you like my experience, and I'm really going to start working harder. And I'm really excited about this book because it's totally, I am not a morning person. So this is huge, huge for me. And I don't know if any of you others are as bad as I am, but like, seriously, I'm like, get on your tablet, kids, because mama can't wake up yet. So this is huge, and I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, that's funny because you had said to me, so how's your miracle morning going? I'm like, it didn't happen again. They say it's the first 5 minutes and it's just not working. 5 minutes and yeah. It's such a struggle. Tomorrow is going to be my miracle morning. Oh.
That's hilarious. We've got this. We can do this.
You can do this.
All right. What takeaways did you guys have? Was there anything that like really like stood out to you when you were reading or listening?
One of the things that stood out for me that he had said was the first thought that you have in the morning is typically the last thought you had going to bed. And I'd never really thought about that, but when you are anxious and you're thinking through things, that's usually how you wake up as well. So I went to his nighttime or bedtime affirmations and read through that. And I just had never really thought about that, thinking about, whatever you're going to bed with, that's how you're going to wake up. So it's really also setting the tone for your morning at night, which I'm a night person too. So I like to kind of prepare for the day. So I have to prepare for the miracle morning. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree completely. And I love that idea, actually, Angie. That's a really good idea to kind of sit at night and prepare for the next morning and get everything ready, because I am definitely I don't wake up chipper. It takes me a moment.
Me too. I'm missing my coffee. And I'm so jealous you keep drinking coffee on this conference call.
Oh, it's tea. But yeah,
Okay.
It's tea though.
Okay. Don't be rubbing it in that we're on this reset and no coffee.
Oh man, I feel you though. That was us like just a few weeks ago, Nicole.
Yes. Renee and I did it together, and that was we were fun some days. We were fun. There were days that it's like, I'll call you back later. So, but yeah, it's definitely, I'm glad you and Megan are getting to do it together, Angie. I'm glad the two of you have each other, because it makes such a difference when you have someone to do it with and to hold you accountable. Like immediately when I shared on Facebook, on my social media, that I ate those few fries of my kids from Chick-fil-A, but immediately when I ate those, I called Renee, and I was beating myself up so bad that night. I was in tears. It was actually kind of ridiculous over 3 fries, but I had worked so hard at not having any cheats, and just wanted to like really work my willpower. So it had nothing to do with the fries. I knew the fries weren't going to affect my results. It was my willpower that I wanted to tackle. So that's what I was beating myself up about. And I remember saying to her, I'm like, what kind of coach am I if I can't do this? I'm telling other people to do it and that it's, it's great. And then I can't do it. And, having that accountability partner there that was like, stop beating yourself up. You're human. You've done amazing. You have not messed up. You're going to keep on going. It was 3 fries. And I was like, maybe 4. And so, but having someone there really in your corner cheering you on, it makes such a huge difference. Because let me tell you, I already learned I'm not doing it with my husband. I called him first before I called Renee. And I was like, I screwed up and I ate fries. And he was like, I'm really disappointed in you. And I was
My husband said I needed a detox facility.
Well, my husband on Sunday, thank God I was sick, because Sunday he made homemade pizza with like fresh mozzarella. He made this brownie with like chocolate chip cookies on it, and they were eating the leftovers on Monday. They're still eating the leftover brownies, and I haven't touched a bit of it. I'm like, I freaking am rocking this. I don't want okay, I can't disappoint myself now. I passed up the homemade pizza, and I passed up the brownie.
That's awesome. That's like my husband, like people were joking that saw us and were like, oh, it looks like Justin's gaining 5 pounds while you're trying to or you're losing it because of how much he was eating so bad. And I'm like, he's like, well, you chose to do it, not me. And I'm like, you jerk. Like, oh my gosh. So funny.
Yeah, so when you pick your accountability partner, make sure it's someone that's not going to like sit there and eat chocolate brownies in your face.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, so funny. Oh.
Yadida, did you have any takeaways from the book?
Yeah, and actually mine was along the same lines as yours, Nicole and Angie, but setting your intentions the night before, like right before you go to bed, that really is what stuck with me. And I've actually seen it, like, looking back if I go to bed late and then I have to get up early and I'm like, oh my goodness, I only have 4 hours to sleep. I'm going to be so tired in the morning. Well, if that's how I go to bed with that mindset, then I do wake up tired and I'm not going to have a great day. So changing that mindset and then sitting down and kind of setting up your morning. I'm going to start mine tomorrow, so I'll give it a try and see how it goes. But also the waking up 1 hour before your usual time, and how he was saying that you want to give it a new meaning. It's not like something, I have to do this. It's like, make it exciting, make it something rewarding. Change your thinking about it so that when the alarm goes off, you're actually excited to get going and get that thing done. That was my thing. And then let me see. And I liked how he split up the month in like the 3 different phases. And the first 10 days, I guess, being the hardest. What did he call it? He called it the unbearable. And then it gets easier. It's uncomfortable the next 10, and then unstoppable the last, until you create that habit. So it was neat also that he suggested or recommended that you find a Miracle Morning accountability partner. And it makes sense because, it is a new habit. It is something that you're trying to implement, and just like any new change, or any change, it's going to be hard. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some hustle, and accountability partners are the way to go, as we know.
Yes.
So, I'm really excited about the book. It sounds like it's going to be a game changer, actually, in a lot of ways for my business, and I'm sure for everybody else's, but I'm excited. So that's it.
I agree.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. Definitely agree.
And when Renee mentioned this book, guys, I'm not going to lie. I was like, I've got so many that I've started and I haven't finished. I'm like, once again, another book. And so I ordered it without even telling my husband, because I knew he was going to make fun of me that I'm getting yet another book when I was like literally reading like 4 at the same time. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I've got to finish them. And and then so he did. He texted me the other day and he's like, you seriously ordered another one? And I was like, but wait. But yeah, I actually really, truly see the benefit in this one, and I'm super excited for it. And, I think this one right now, I need more than all the others combined. So I'm really excited to do this one. And I'm excited to do it with you guys. I think it's going to be really cool to do it as a team. And it'll hold us accountable to actually finish it.
Agreed.
I have a hard time finishing books too. And then I take forever trying to finish it, and it's like, screw up, I can just go on to the next one. I just need to accept the fact I start them, I'm gung-ho, and then it's time to move on to the next.
It's funny because I love to read and I love personal development, but like this is why I need this, because I need to get up in the morning and do my reading, because what happens is I lay down at night and I start reading and I'm like zoned out. So I get through like half a page and I'm like, okay, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. And it sets your tone so much better for the day when you get up and do personal development, because then you're thinking on that all the first time. Makes a huge difference.
For sure.
So, anything else before we head off to be ready for our miracle mornings?
I was going to ask about that email, the welcome email. Is that in on our team's like file section, or where can people find that?
I can
reference it.
We can add a file to our page, because it's not in there. That one's a newer one that's requiring them to do the video. So that one I tried just actually yesterday. So I'll post that in there, but I got that from Nicole, and I can also post the other option, which is so you can have two options. But
and y'all can always tone it down. Y'all know me. I don't tone much down. So I'm like,
it's totally.
I feel like it works though. So even if you come out of your comfort zone, getting comfortable being uncomfortable again, even if you come out of your comfort zone and just send it and see what happens. Like, I feel like I've had one person, I've been using that message and requiring the videos for probably, I don't know, Megan, has it been like 6 months now at least? Mm-hmm. Probably about 6 months at least. And I've only had one person in the entire 6 months that got ticked off and deleted herself from the group and was like, I'm not doing the video. And, you know, I mean, but for the most part, it's really helped hold people accountable because they're like, I wasn't going to do it, but I really want to do the group. And then they get to know people and they get more active. So,
I'm amazed. Like I was afraid to do that because I've never done that before. And I've always been the like more of, I don't want to put too much pressure on them, you know, and like, that's tough. So I did it though this time. And I had so many of my challengers that were like, thank you, Renee, for doing this and messaging me after they did it. I did the video. I didn't like it. Like even one of my friends is, or one of my challengers is from London, and she has a strong accent and she doesn't like her. She was like, but she did it anyways. And she was so proud of herself. So it just like built all this confidence in the group already starting off. And I'm like so impressed. Like, it really seems like it's going to be game-changing for the group, just having them do that. And they're already, like, chatting back and forth. It was hard for me, too. And it was good. Good stuff. But it's your group, so, you know. You're the CEO. So try new things or, you know, set expectations, though, regardless.
Are the templates for those, are they in our group file? I haven't looked in our group file yet. So you have templates for the emails and templates for the welcome.
We do.
Go ahead, Nicole.
I was just going to say we do, but we are working on revamping some things. So this was basically part one of a series of challenge group trainings that we're about to start doing. So we're going to be kind of, Renee and I are going to be picking through a lot of that stuff that's provided, and we're going to kind of be rewriting some of it and changing it. So expect some changes to happen in the next week or so.
Oh, Nicole, I wanted to give a big shout out to you. I see you're hanging right up there with Mandy Dorsey, and I was like, dang! I was so proud when I saw that. I was like, shit.
Hey, there was 1 month that I beat her.
No way!
Yeah, 1 month.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome.
What? Hey, and I have a few more in the books for this month, so I'm not done yet.
Anything else before we wrap it up? Need my sleep. Anybody else? All right. Well, y'all have a good night. This was a great chat. I really enjoyed this, and I'm excited for us to talk again about our miracle morning and how we did all this coming week up until next week on it.
Oh, Tasha did write. Sorry, I just wanted to get in. She did. She put in the notes over here. I'm so excited to do a first challenge group. Huge thanks for the info, Renee. My dork self has 2 pages of notes. That's awesome.
Yay, awesome. That's awesome. Well, way to go. Well, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.